How to measure for a new composite door. Here are some useful guidelines to help you measure for a new composite door and frame. Before commencing, it is important that both the height and the width are measured from the outside. Always ensure that you measure the exact brickwork opening and not the old frame or door currently in place. Start with measuring the width of the door. The width should be measured from brick to brick at 3 points: top, middle, and bottom of the opening. The smallest of these measurements is taken as the width. It is important to deduct 10 millimeters from the final width measurement to allow for a 5 millimeter fitting allowance around the new frame. This will enable the new frame to sit plumb and square once in the aperture. Packers and silicone will then be required to secure the frame into place and fill any gaps. Next, the height should be measured brick to brick at 3 points. Again, right, middle, and left. The smallest of these measurements is taken as the height. Once more, you should deduct 10 millimeters from the final height. When measuring for a door and side panel frame, the height and width of the door should be measured from brick to brick in 3 places, as previously shown. The side panel width should be measured from the center point of the frame, between the door and the side panel, to the outer edge of the side panel frame. When measuring for a door and top light frame, the height and width of the door should be measured from brick to brick in 3 places, as previously shown. But also, the top light depth should be measured from the center point of the frame, between the door and the top light, to the top of the door frame. This will give you the transom drop for the top light. When measuring for a new door and frame, it is important to remember: always measure in at least 3 different places, and deduct 10 millimeters from both the final height and width measurements to allow for a 5 millimeter fitting allowance around the new frame. The measurements need to include the frame, sill, and any frame extensions that are required. Always check your measurements at least twice to ensure you have the correct size. All dimensions should be supplied in metric. Ensure the frame size is smaller than the brickwork opening. Once you have taken the measurements, check the plaster line on the inside of the door opening to ensure there will be enough room for your choice of hinges, and check the floor line before selecting your threshold and sill options.